Hi, my name is Isabel. I'm from Pipefy's customer success team. The theme of this webinar is communication and collaboration inside teams and between them. Today you will learn more about how Pipefy's advanced features help improve communication and collaboration within your company's teams and between them. What is Pipefy? Pipefy is an online process management platform that enables companies to centralize and manage all their processes in a single place. Its flexible and customizable structure makes Pipefy the ideal tool to manage small, medium, and large companies' activities. With Pipefy, you can manage any processes within your company, from team task management to more complex ones that demands that two or more teams integrate and collaborate, such as a complete sales process, from the first contact with the potential customer until the handoff of the new account to the customer success team. Pipefy offers a series of advanced features that help improve the productivity and the performance of your company's processes. Some of these features are also great for improving communication and collaboration within your company's departments and teams and between them. Why is communication so important? Good communication within teams and between them helps ensure the efficiency and productivity of your company's activities. Ensuring safe communication and collaboration channels is essential for every company's proper functioning. Failures in communication, on the other hand, may cause a series of problems, such as lack of trust. When teams don't communicate well, they don't trust that the information the other teams provide is accurate. That creates the need for double-checking everything and consequently waste of time. Low perception of quality. When teams don't communicate properly, problems aren't forwarded in time, damaging the perception of the quality of the company's services. This happens mostly when companies deal with customer help desk, when there are situations that need to be forwarded to technical support teams and information is not transmitted properly. This causes a large damage in the company's reputation. Your teams in Pipefy. Pipefy offers resources that make it possible for companies to manage several processes from several teams within a single company, integrating them and ensuring that information flows seamlessly and the reliability of the reported information. Some of Pipefy's resources that improve the integration, collaboration, and information flow are connections, automations, email messaging and email templates, comments, and public form. We'll talk a little bit about each of these features and then I'll demonstrate on Pipefy how they work. What are connections? Connections is the solution for integrating your company's processes without manually sharing information outside your pipes. It's especially useful for processes that, at a certain execution point, demand collaboration from other teams' processes. How do connections work? The connections feature enables you to integrate processes by creating child cards from a parent card. It's also possible to use connections to break down projects or big tasks into smaller pieces that can be seen as subtasks. This advanced feature can be used in any process that demand integration, such as creating subtasks in a software development process, or if you have a sales pipeline, you can have secondary pipes for logging calls, meetings, all types of contact with the customer. Activity handoff from the end of one process, such as the sales pipeline, to the beginning of another, such as accounts receivable, new customer onboarding, and also approval flows. There's also a different way to use the connection feature called connection field. The connection field is a field type that allows you to connect a pipe to another pipe or to a database. The connection feature allows users to create connected cards from all of the pipe's phases, while the connection field belongs to a specific phase of the pipe, just like any other field. When should you use connection fields instead of connection? The connection field should be used in situations in which creating or searching for a card or database record is an essential part of the process's flow. When creating an HR request, for example, an employee can use a connection field to search for his or her own record in the employee database. The same can be said for a purchase process when you're searching for a supplier information. What are automations? Automations is one of Pipefy's advanced features. It enables users to automate actions using a simple logic, event action. In other words, whenever a specific predetermined event happens, an action, also predetermined, will be automatically triggered in response. So whenever the event happens, the action will be triggered. On Pipefy, we currently have 4 events. The first event is card created, so the automation is triggered when a new card is created in a specific pipe. The second one is card move. The automation is triggered when a card is moved to a specific phase in a specific pipe. The third is field updated. The automation is triggered when the field is filled or the information in it is modified. And the fourth is connected cards move. The automation is triggered when all cards connected to a parent card are moved to a specific phase in a specific pipe. The action is what happens in response to the event once the automation is triggered. We currently also have 4 actions. The first one is create new card. When the event happens, a new card is created in a specific pipe. The second one is create new connected card. When the event happens, a new connected card is created in a specific pipe. The third is move parent card. When the event happens, the parent card is moved to a specific phase in a specific pipe. And the fourth is update field. When the event happens, a field is filled or the information in it is modified. When should you use automations? Automations can be used in many different situations. Remember when I told you guys about activity handoff using connections? You can use automations to automate the connection so that the information is transmitted seamlessly among the processes and you don't have to create cards manually. You can also use automations and connections to create automated approval flows. What are email templates? Email templates are pre-developed messages that can be sent manually or automatically from the phases of a process. The content of these messages can be static or customized using the information of the pipes fields using dynamic content. So you can extract, if you have a start form that requests for the customer name and email, you can use all that information using dynamic content. How do these templates work? Email templates are created within your pipe settings and set up in each phase from where you want to send them. Emails can be sent manually by clicking a button inside the email section of the card or automatically whenever a card enters or leaves a phase. When should you use email templates inside your company to improve your communication? Email templates can be used to keep people that aren't members of the pipe but created cards in it updated about the progress of the activity. Let's suppose you have an IT service desk pipe. Not all of your employees are members of it, but they can create cards in it, creating tickets for the IT service desk team. So you can use email templates inside this pipe to inform the person that created the request that it was received properly whenever it changed phases and when it's finished. Another email feature called email messaging. Each card has a unique email address. All emails sent to this address are stored within the card's email section, making it easier to keep a history of the card's conversation. The feature is especially useful in processes that demand interaction with people external to the process. Sending and receiving emails. Emails can be edited using a simple text editor or using the HTML editor that offers additional options. This feature allows users to receive emails with attachments as well. Those attachments are automatically stored in the attachment section of the card. When should you use email messaging to communicate with other employees of your company? While email templates are a one-way communication channel, so the internal user from the pipe sending information to an external user outside the pipe, email messaging enables users to create conversations and keep track of the responses. The email templates are pre-developed and you can send them automatically from a phase or a specific moment of your process. While email messaging are manually created messages you send from inside the card, and the responses to this email are also tracked inside the card. You can use that in processes that may demand additional information from the person that created the card, such as bug tracking, IT service desk, etc. You can see there's an observation at the bottom of the slide. The email template can be set up in a way so that any responses to them will be logged on the card's email tab, so that you can use the email template to open up a conversation, but you can use email messaging to keep track of the responses and then respond again. You simply have to use the card email attribute from the dynamic content tab as the sender email when setting up the email template, so that every time a person responds to an email template, the answer to it will be logged in the card that sent the email template in the first place. We were talking a lot about people external to the pipes creating cards. How can they do that? The most common way the companies use for external people to create cards in a pipe they're not members of are the public forms. A public form is simply a public version of a pipe start form that can be shared using a unique URL. Public forms are very useful in situations in which the process demands input from people that aren't members of the pipe in order to create cards. Public forms can also be used to request information from people that aren't even members of your company, such as customers, suppliers, etc. So when can you use those public forms? Each company has many processes, and each of these processes has its own members. It's kind of impossible to imagine that a company with 1,000 employees will have all these employees inside all of their processes. So public forms are a great way to make it possible for people to create cards in pipes they're not members of. Some of these processes need to be open so that users that aren't members of the pipe or even the company can create cards. A very frequent example we see using public forms are in companies that use shared services. They use public forms to centralize all created tickets in a single pipe. If you want to move a step forward, you can use automations with conditions to forward these tickets to a secondary pipe for each specific area. So let's suppose your company use a shared services company to manage financial services, IT service desk. They can have a single pipe in which people can create requests for the company and then delegate all those tickets to the specific area automatically without having to do it manually. The last feature we're going to comment is actually a section of the card. Every card has a comment section in which users can post updates about the card's activities. They can also notify another team member by mentioning him or her using @ plus their username. Comments are especially useful for tasks or cards that have 2 or more people working in it. You can use comments to post updates about the activity, so you let everyone know what's happening, what's been done, and what's missing. And you can also use them to mention and notify other team members whenever you need their attention to a specific part of the activity. Now I'm going to demonstrate these features using our demonstration company. The first thing I'm going to do is open our sales process here. Our sales process is connected to our customer onboarding process, so that every time a card reaches the one phase, another card is automatically created on our customer onboarding pipe. Now I'm going to show you guys how that's possible. The first thing we need to do is create a connection. So we come here to the Connections tab, and you can see here that we have a connection to the customer onboarding pipe called New Customer Onboarding. Now that the connection is created, I'm going to show you guys how we automated that so that we don't need to manually create new cards every time a card gets to the final phase of the sales process. You come here to Apps and Integrations, open Automations, and there you go. This automation establishes that whenever a card is moved in pipe sales process to phase 1, we create a new connected card in pipe customer onboarding, and this is the connected card setup. We just correspond the information from the origin pipe to the destination one so that the cards are all created properly. Now let's move back to our sales process, and I'm gonna move a card to the one phase so you guys can see how it happens. So let's suppose Samsung Electronics closed the deal. We just move it to 1. Then we'll go back to our demo company, open the customer onboarding pipe, and there you go. This is Samsung Electronics. And you can see that the card is connected to Samsung Electronics on phase 1 of our sales process. Now we're gonna move it to the welcome phase so I can show you guys this. You can see here that it said we need to send an automated welcome email to the client using Pipefy email templates. So we can go ahead here on email templates, just select new and send the welcome email. There you go, the welcome email is sent. I'm gonna show you guys how you create an email template and then how we set it up on the phase. So this is our welcome email. I'm just gonna open it. Whenever you're creating a new template, you have to give it a name. It's internal use only. You insert the subject and then you create the message. In here, you can see that we used a lot of dynamic content. This is used to personalize the message so that it doesn't really look like it was sent from a robot. So here we added the customer name and company name, everything to make it look more personal. And then once the email template is created, we need to open the phase. So it's the welcome phase. Go to the email templates section and then set up the email. Whenever we're setting it up, we choose the model from the emails we created. We add the from name, which is team and the name of our organization. The from email, I use the attribute I told you guys about in the presentation so that any response to this template will be logged in the card that generated it. And the to email we extracted here from phase start form, property, customers, email. So just go ahead, copy and paste it and save. Now the second pipe I'm gonna show you guys is the IT service desk pipe. But this pipe, we're gonna create cards using the public form I told you guys about. Let's suppose that this pipe is managed by a shared services company. So everyone here in Pipefy creates cards for this company that manages our IT service desk. To activate a public form, all you have to do is open the start form, click on share and click on this button here. So we just copy this address, paste on a new tab, and there you go. This is a public version of our pipe. So effects. We'll hit send, and when we go back to the pipe, the request we created is here. You can see that there's a 1 next to the email templates icon. That's because we have an automated email set up to be sent automatically whenever a new request enters the IT service desk pipe. So what happened if we needed to talk to the person that opened the ticket? No problem. Here you can see there's the email tab. So the email template was sent and then the person sent a response. So here's the first response, second, and third. You can see all the content by clicking on it, and you also have the option of hitting reply or creating an entirely new email. Last but not least, we'll check our team task management pipe and see how those comments look. So let's say we have a very difficult task, flying to the moon, and then we added some comments because me and Anna are working together in it. So here's the first comment, and on the second one, I mentioned myself so that I would be notified to check this card later. That will be it for the presentation. I would like to thank everyone for being here with me today and see you guys on the next webinar.